Hello, so today is February 17th, I believe. It's a Saturday. This is my very first blog for this project. My project is building a prototype medical device for people with Raynaud's. So let me just pull up some of my information here. I've recorded this video like 3 times. It comes out way too long every single time, so I'm just gonna be short and sweet with this. So basically, I've done tons of research. I have tons of stuff, on a Google Drive form thing, and then I also have some information here. Basically, the things I've been looking at are medications that treat vasospastic events. I've been looking at the causes for Raynaud's to see if I could get towards that route. Also looking at temperatures that cause vasoconstriction within normal bodies and within people with Raynaud's. I also just got some statistics, like it's mostly in women, mostly women have it. Connective tissue disease is prominent, which I found super interesting. It's something like 94% of people, and I have connective tissue problems as well, so it was interesting to kind of see how it all relates. I have also been looking at temperature sensors to use in my device. So let me go over my schedule really quick, because I'm hoping that this little schedule that I wrote down will hopefully help me stay on track. So week 1 and 2 is basically research. I wanted week 1 this week to focus mainly on Raynaud's itself and kind of it as a disease and as a phenomenon and all that fun stuff, and kind of learn the mechanics of it. And then week 2 be focused a little bit more towards the device research side, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of slowly migrating towards the device part of it. Week 3 and 4 will be the design process. I estimate that this will probably take a few times to get something that I really, really want, especially just because it's so difficult to find information on this, and designing is probably going to be a whole nother thing. Week 5 and 6 will be building. I suspect that the actual building process will probably only take a week. I'm giving myself 2 just in case, but probably just a week. But if it only takes me a week, then I will switch week 6 from building to the beginning of the use of it, and continue the use of it in week 7. And of course, this device is not going to be fully functioning. I cannot put medication in a device and administer it to myself, because not only is that dangerous and irresponsible, but I also cannot legally obtain that sort of medication. I'm sure I could get it from a research, like if I were to go to a research laboratory, they would probably help me with it, but I wouldn't be able to use it, and I really want to be able to use the temperature aspect of it to, kind of show it off a little bit. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So that's kind of what I mean by semi-functioning, is the temperature sensors will be able to work, but the actual needle, or the needle-like wire, will not actually be inserted to anyone, myself included, and the actual medication will not be in the device, and it will not be administered to anyone. It'll probably just be water for demonstration purposes. So I wanted to show a few temperature sensors that I have looked at. Oh, well, here, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 20 case studies that I read are actually what I'm citing, because only 5 of them were really that informational. Like, the other 15 were just kind of filler information, but I have a Google Doc with my information and my resources, and then I have my temperature sensors. So this is one that I'm interested in. It can be sewn into clothing, and I think that that's a pretty interesting way to go about it, and I can also connect it to something that gives you output fairly easily. These next two that I'll show you, I really like the concept of, and I wish I could use these. I don't think I will, just for the fact that there's no real like data output, because I want, what I'm leaning more towards is something that can actually read the temperature, the ambient temperature or the skin temperature, and give me like a timestamp of, at this time it was this temperature and this time it was this temperature. These next two just kind of tell you the temperature when you're looking at it with no real like data log. These are actually stickers used in hospitals. They're put on patients who need constant temperature readings, and it just shows like, oh, you have a high temperature or you have a low temperature. And then this is used on like packaging and boxes. Say you're transporting something that cannot be below 10 degrees Celsius or something like that. Basically this temperature thingy would activate, and you would see like a red line in the center of it if it did get below 10 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty interesting. I've also seen some different things on Amazon, like this. Let me show you this, which I'm actually really interested in. It connects to an app, which would be absolutely fantastic if I can have an app to do kind of all of the data in, and make this device, instead of making it completely manual, making it completely automatic through the app. So I'm just kind of working on that. I have tons of information on Raynaud's. I'm slowly morphing into the device side of it. I'm a little frustrated with this project, just like in my own mind, because I think a lot of us going into this had the idea that because we're doing something that we really are passionate about, that means that it's not going to be difficult, or the difficult parts are going to be easier to enjoy. And I think that's true in some sense, but I'm definitely a little bit scatterbrained about it. I'm kind of all over the place, and I definitely need to get a little bit more cohesive. So I'm hoping that by outlining my schedule, and I just kind of write down things. I drew this little prototype, definitely not what it's gonna look like, but just kind of what's been in my head for the past few days. Writing down information, tons and tons. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep working and chugging along, and yeah, I mean, it's going good. I'm definitely learning more than my doctor ever told me. I had multiple doctors tell me things that I've actually debunked through doing lots of research, and I'm learning so many different things. It's really exciting. I'm enjoying it, but it's also stressful. So yeah, we're doing good. It's good. Anyways, so next up, I'm just gonna continue studying it. Hopefully try to form some cohesive design ideas, and probably start talking with Tommy Sangrides, who is in the engineering lab, and he's going to help me hopefully with designing through CAD, and also helping me print this, because the 3D printer is scary. So yeah, we're doing good.